Hey guys, it's Jack, it's FTMKingdom. This week's topic is all about masculinity and femininity. Um, this is something that really annoys me, I guess. In terms of you have to act a certain way to be a certain gender. Um, I never actually realised that I was trans until I was 19 because I thought the only way that a female, someone assigned female at birth could transition was if they were really butch and manly and masculine and alpha male and pretty much everything that I'm kind of not. Um, so it took me until I was 19 to actually realise that I was trans because I didn't realise there were other ways to be trans apart from being that alpha male dominant, non campy figure. Um, but yeah, um, then obviously I realised that I was trans, and I remember going to the psychiatrist to get my referral letter for Charing Cross and stuff, and they were there like, oh, you've got the perfect mix of masculinity and femininity. After I said that I was like genderless, and I was like, well, yeah, I kind of do because, um, it's I don't I. The thing is, a lot of the time I don't really consider it as masculinity and femininity. I just consider it as the way that I am and the way I act and things like that. Yeah, most of the time I generally turn rather camp and high pitched. Oh, oh, and things like that. But like, yeah, I'm not. I'm just not very masculine. I've never been overly masculine. I think the way that I dress and things, my like external appearance, I try and make as masculine as possible. Um, Mainly because that's what I want to look like, but also to not get misgendered as much. Um, because I'm quite feminine still. Um, I'm painting my toenails the other day. I was gonna paint my fingernails, but I didn't because I felt like I couldn't. Um, because then people would have assumed that I was female, which is not what I want right now. Um, which is a shame because it's like people kind of restrict things that I do because of this societal standard of gender and things like that. Yeah, like I would love to do more things that are considered feminine in terms of the way I dress. But I don't feel like I can because of other people's opinion, and I know that shouldn't matter, and one day it won't. But at the moment, I'm still in quite like a fragile state in terms of transitioning, and I need to have all the kind of people calling me he and stuff as much as I can, because it doesn't happen that much. So, yeah, but when I'm on tea and things, and when I just generally pass more, I think that's, and when I'm more comfortable, and don't care as much what other people think, I think that's when I can start expressing my feminine side more in terms of my physical appearance and external self. Um, but it's just a load of bullshit, to be honest. Like, I went to the doctors yesterday because basically England and Wales have two different things, and they've only just told me that because I've moved to Wales, they can't handle my referral as before. I had to go to my GP again and get the whole process done again. Despite the fact that I've been waiting since May, and despite the fact that I've been phoning them up since I moved to Wales in November, they've only just told me. So well done, Charing Cross. You're awesome. Yeah. Anyway, and I was like, oh, by the way, I'm trans. I've had my referral from my old GP, been to psychiatrist. I've been out for this long, blah, blah, blah. Despite the fact of that, and she was like, oh, what kind of things are you looking for? And I was like, testosterone, top surgery. She's like, do you know what that's about? And I was like, I know pretty much everything apart from like what little tiny things that it will do to me that aren't general things like how it will change my mood or whatever. Yeah. And despite the fact of all that, she then said, but you haven't cut your hair extremely short, have you? What? I mean, for starters, I think I've got a guy's cut, to be honest. Secondly, this fucking doctor, she had shorter hair than most guys, but it was okay for her to not have her gender questioned because it was in a feminine way, or because she was sure about her gender and she identified as the same gender that she'd had thrown upon her at birth and stuff like that. And it's like, are you actually serious? So you with your short ass hair, you're actually going to talk to me about my hair, despite the fact that actually the guy I sat next to in work yesterday, he has hair quite literally down to his arse. No one questions his gender. You're only then, like, she was only questioning my gender then, and, my thought process, because I hadn't, oh my god, you haven't got your hair cut extremely short. Would you want me to do, like, shave it all off to prove to you that I'm a man? That's why it's bullshit, basically, because people then have these standards and these stereotypes for, just pretty much people in general. And if you, I don't know, if you step outside one of those stereotypes or those standards, then you will immediately have jokes made out about you, or have be disrespected and have your gender questioned and things like that. And it's quite literally just a load of bullshit, because at the end of the day, if I went into the doctors with this haircut and had had my name changed and had my gender changed, and she didn't know, she wouldn't say anything about my hair. Like, she would be like, oh, but your hair's a little bit too long to be a boy. Like, that's the thing. It is quite literally just a load of bullshit. And unfortunately, that is the world we live in. Because at the end of the day, like, if even the butchest of butch men who wants to paint their nails and does, and then, runs around still being a man, because that's how they identify, then that's how they friggin' identify. It's just a load of bullshit, basically. And I hate the world, sometimes. I'm going to stop now, because this is just kind of making me a little bit angry. But I'll see you all next week. Bye, guys.